Yesterday we discussed about this Amazon AWS code commit service. So it's an centralized repository service for storing the files uh, from developers PC to this cloud computing repository. So we seen the functionality, how it works. So let me give you an overview of with a diagrammatical picture I had. So I'll just give you an overview. Let me share my screen. Okay. So this is a functionality picture, functionality audio picture of how it works. Amazon Web Services. What? See, first what you did, you created one repository. So here he segregated the this picture into three categories. Zoom in. Okay. One is development machine. Development machine is nothing but your laptops, and another is AWS CLI, Code Commit Console. AWS CLI is nothing but whatever this you install your AWS CLI package to your command line, right? That is, and AWS Code Commit Service. Code Commit Service is nothing but the Code Commit repository that is with Amazon Web Services data center. So basically divided it into three parts. One is your mission. On mission, what you did, you installed Git. That's one part that comes under your development mission, and after that you'll install AWS CLI in order to interact with Amazon Web Services. Like in CLI you'll configure the access key and secret key. So and AWS code commit service is an code commit repository that you created with cloud computing. Okay, so first what you did, from the AWS console you created one uh, repository, and you named, on yesterday we created one repository and we named it as test case, right? So uh, yesterday we created one repository from this console and we named it as test case. He's saying from this picture even we can create this repository from this AWS CLI also. So first he created on this picture, created a repository from AWS CLI through a command language. So here create remote repository. Remotely with Amazon Web Services the repository got created. So next, after creating, what you have to do, you have to clone the repository with one of your local directory in your laptops, and we call that directory as workspace. Okay, you'll have workspace directory in your laptop and you have repository in cloud computing. So you have to clone this both directories. So it can be possible by sending a command from your machine to clone this directory. So he is saying, as I said, on the back end, this Amazon guy is maintaining on the code commit service, he is maintaining Git repositories. అంటే బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ ఏం చేసాడంటే అండి, తను ఒక సర్వర్స్ లాంచ్ చేసి ఆ సర్వర్స్ లో he installed the Git softwares and he is offering this repository services to you via Git. So he is using Git command for that. That's the reason. So Git clone. So he's cloning his workspace, local workspace directory with this repository whatever he created. So after that it will get synchronized and this both remote repository and your local repository will get synchronized. Okay, next what you do after creating your repository workspace at your local PC. So for that reason what I did, I created a test case repository with Amazon Web Services. Here, from here you can see, and I created a local workspace repository and ఒక directory create చేశానండి on C, and I named that folder as test case 2, and I am assuming it as local workspace directory. Now I wanted to clone this folder with Amazon workspace repository. Okay, ఈ folder ని ఏమంటామంటే we'll call it as in different terminology workspace. So what I did for that, just yesterday we did all the actions through this command line kadandi. So let's see C lo unda a file. Yes, C lone undi. On C you can see from the path here it's C in test case 2. So I right away was in the C directory. So what I'll do, git clone, what is this repository name, test case, with what is the URL of this repository that we created at with Amazon Web Services. Let us enter in here. You can see from here https, copy this URL and paste it. So already I cloned it. That's the reason it is popping up a message saying that test case already exists and it is not an empty repository. If you wanted to create a new repository, like here, let us create a new directory and I'll name it as test case 3. Test case 3, and I'll try to clone with this, and I'll name it as test case 3. Okay, I was trying to clone this AWS repository URL. ఆ repository మన local directory లో ఉన్న test case 3 folder అండి. సో ఇట్ క్లోన్ అండ్ అక్కడ ఏం చేసింది 3 ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ తెచ్చుకుంది. ఎందుకంటే నేను ఇందాక అప్లోడ్ చేశాను 3 ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ టు దట్ రిపోజిటరీ, అది సింక్రనైజ్ తెచ్చుకుంది. సో ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ యూ కెన్ సీ new text document, there is an object and with the version number 3. And similarly, if you want to add some files, you can add it. Right click, add new text file and name it as some test case and write some content to it and save it. Now you just created an added file. After adding file, నార్మల్గా మీరు నార్మల్గా ఫోల్డర్లో పెట్టారండి ఫైల్. విత్ గిట్ you have to add it file. For that there is a command, we call it as, we have to enter into that folder cd change directory to test case 3 folder and type that git add. To add a file to the local workspace, the command is git add test case. So we'll make this through, this is through CLI. What we'll do, we'll go with this GUI. This git offers a GUI to undergo all these actions. తను ఒకటి GUI ఇచ్చాడండి. Along when we install this git package, along with this he offered git GUI desktop and app ఇచ్చాడు. You open this, we do all these actions from here. So rescan. So first we have to quit git GUI. So first we have to create a repository. We already created a repository and we named it as test case 3. Okay? So we have to go for clone existing repository or open existing repository. We already cloned it also. So open existing repository, and what is the repository URL, where it is located? It is located on C. We named it as test case 3, right? Test case 3. So select folder. I want to make this as repository to this git GUI. Okay, so I created a file. This is what the file content. So first, this is an unstable change because we haven't added it to workspace. Just we అక్కడ సేవ్ చేసామంతే. For adding it, just tag change. Yes, Now from unstaged stage to a file వచ్చేసి stage stage కి వచ్చింది. Next you have to commit this file with some commit measure, with some commit like created for test case scenario 1. Now commit it. Now committed. After that you have to push that file. By clicking on this push button, it push all these files to master. మాస్టర్ అనే రిపాజిటరీలో మాస్టర్ అని ఒక సబ్ ఫోల్డర్ అండి. ఏదైనా కమిట్ చేసినా ఆ ఫోల్డర్ అది వెళ్ళి అక్కడికే పడుతుంది అనమాట. సో జస్ట్ పుష్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ పుషింగ్ ద ఫైల్ టెస్ట్ కేస్లో ఉన్న ఆ ఫైల్ని తీసుకెళ్ళి ఇట్ ఈస్ పుషింగ్ ఇట్ టు దిస్ AWS repository, test case repository push చేస్తుంది. So success. So what it pushed the file. So let us see whether the file went to this repository or not. ఇక్కడ AWS browser console GUI నుంచి చూద్దాం. Open this repository. Oh, here it added the file. Okay, and the content is same. So from here, from codes, you can see what exactly the file consists of it. From commits, who made that commit and what is the commit he given for while committing this file. So Karthik made a commit and he said that this file is created for test case scenario 1. Okay, so commit visualizer. So how many commits still made to this repository? We can see all the commits that made by different user on this repository from here, this commit visualizer. And triggers. If you want to create some triggers, like if somebody creates a repository, somebody deletes a file in the repository, if somebody does some action with the some action with that repository, if you want to get notified, if you want to get trigger and the trigger should notify you, then in this case you can go for this triggering services. Create trigger. So name it something. Why you're creating for notification, and for what kinds of the trigger has to happen when we push the existing branch code or create a branch on that repository or delete some branch. So specify this events and then on which branches this triggering should occur. All branches what you create with this Virginia region or any specific branch on this repository. So all branches if you want to, and to which it should, if the trigger triggers, then to whom it should notify, through Amazon SNS or Amazon Lambda. So here we'll go with Amazon SNS. So choose SNS topic. On the previous class I told you how to create an SNS topic and how to add the subscribers to that SNS topic. So whenever we call this SNS topic, the subscribers will get notifications through SMSs or emails, depends.
Data warehouse solutions.
So
Data
here,
warehouse solutions.
who's this? So from here, you choose the SNS topic to which you wanted to trigger the notification, and for the topic, who are the subscribers that are subscribed to the topic, they'll get the notified of these actions. What actions, what trigger actions? Here we are specifying the triggers, whether the create branch or tag or delete branch or tag in the repository if it has some actions with this repository. Okay, like that you can create and you can push these notification services to this end users. So basically we create repository with Amazon Web Services. We are enabling this triggering concept on the repository and we are pushing this notification services to the end users if some triggers this events, all these events. Okay, on what branches, all branches or any specific particular branches. Next, coming to settings, excuse me, here if you want to change the name of this repository, you can change it anytime if you want here from here. And this is what if you want to delete the repository, you can delete from here. Just clicking on the delete repository, it deletes all the repository and all the data, the code, source code you saved here. Okay, so here what we did till now, we created a repository with Amazon Web Services. We synchronized that repository with one of our local workspace directory, and we call that synchronization word as clone. We clone that repository with Amazon Web Services repository in our local workspace, and then we added some files by using git add, and we committed that files to that workspace by using git command, and we pushed that git files to this uh, Amazon Web Services repository, remote repository, through this git push command. That files came here, and if you want to pull that files, you can pull it by specifying a command git pull to your local workspace, and like that you can create files, you can upload the files to this repository, and if you want you can pull the files from the repository to your local workspace. So these actions can be done with this git client software on Amazon Web Services code commit repository service. So this is, guys, any doubts on this? సో బేసిక్గా టుమారో వాట్ హ్యాపెన్స్, మీరు జాబ్లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాక ఇంటర్వ్యూ అప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎలా అడుగుతారంటే, లెట్ మీ టెల్ యూ. సో what are the prerequisites required for this code commit service? Then you have to say prerequisite parameters అంటారు. Then you have to say AWS CLI should be installed in our desktop, and Git client software should be installed in our desktop, and what are the credentials that Amazon guys will give you, the IAM user credentials that has full rights on this Git repository that we created with Amazon, that should be configured to our AWS CLI. These are all the parameters that are required if you want to work with this. And he'll ask like, can you tell me this Git what is the uh, how do you upload the files from your local desktop to AWS Git అని అడుగుతాడు, అదే code commit service. Then you have to say it can be done through this CLI and GUI. uh, there is a step-by-step process for it. First we have to add the file by using a command called git add. Next you have to commit that file into our local workspace by using command git commit. Then we have to push that file to this AWS repository by using command git push. ఇలా చెప్పాలి. How do you pull that file from this git repository to your local workspace? By using a command called git pull. So any doubts, guys? Any doubts on this topic? Ravi, any doubts?
No, sir.
No. Okay. You, Srinivas, any doubts from your side?
No, sir.
What about you, Sudhir? Just joined. Hello. Okay. Naveen, any doubts do you have on this topic?
No.
No. And why did this Arun left this class? Okay. This is what about all this about this code commit service. Okay. Let me tell you once again. So we are talking with this Amazon Workdocs, and basically Workdocs is a directory services, and for creating a Workdocs, it is you can find this Workdoc service under the category of enterprise applications of AWS, and here it is. Click on this Workdocs. Click on this Workdocs. So from here you can create a new Workdocs site by clicking on this Workdocs site. For creating a new Workdocs site, he is telling us it can be created by two possibilities. One is quick start and a standard setup. So before we understand this quick start and the standard setup, let me tell you something about the Active Directory. What is Active Directory and everything. So Active Directory is a directory services uh, that is offered mostly in every company. You'll see a directory, Active Directory domain controller. So what it's like a parent server where all the remaining desktops in a company will be attached to that parent server. So whenever you want to install some software, or whenever you wanted to change your passwords, everything can be possible from a single server, and we call that server as Active Directory server. So how to add our client machine to the Active Directory server that I was showing you. So go to the PC settings of your machine, this right click on it, go for properties. Right away my computer is under no work group. So if you want to attach my computer, if you want to handle all my computer as a child to one of the Active Directory server, just we have to change our work group to the Active Directory domain name. Okay, it's a work group. From here you can change from this work group to a domain name. Change any domain, specific domain ఉంటే specific domain name ఇస్తే అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, మీ కంప్యూటర్ అనేది he'll become a child of that particular domain. So whenever from the Active Directory you can create a users, and you can restrict that users to have what access. అంటే ఏం చేస్తారంటే కంపెనీస్లో అన్ని డివైసెస్ అండి, డెస్క్టాప్ యూజర్స్, ప్రింటర్స్, ఫ్యాక్స్, all devices, DVR కెమెరా సర్వేలెన్సెస్, అథెంటికేషన్ ప్రాసెస్, బయోమెట్రిక్ అథెంటికేషన్ ఉంటుంది కదా లోపలికి వచ్చేది బయటికి వెళ్ళేది, అవి కూడా అన్ని డివైసెస్ వచ్చేసి దే విల్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ విత్ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్ అండర్ వన్ డొమైన్. సో ఫ్రమ్ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీస్ విల్ ఆపరేట్ ఆల్ దిస్. ఏ యూజర్కి లాగిన్ యాక్సెస్ ఇవ్వాలి, ఏ కంప్యూటర్ పైన తను ఎప్పుడు ఇన్ రావాలి, ఎప్పుడు బయటికి వెళ్ళాలి, బయోమెట్రిక్ డివైసెస్. So all things can be possible with this Active Directory services. Even we integrate our SVN server, right? SVN server అంటే రిపోజిటరీ సర్వీసెస్. AWSలో మన కోడ్ కమిట్ ఉంది, అదే ఆన్ ప్రెమిసెస్లో సబ్ వర్షన్ ఉంటుంది. ఈవెన్ we integrate the sub version server with Active Directory. See, సర్వర్ క్రియేట్ చేసి యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఉన్నంత మాత్రం అందరూ అథెంటికేట్ అవ్వలేరండి ఆఫీస్లో. In order to escape from that scenarios ఏం చేస్తామంటే, ఆ యూజర్ తన కంప్యూటర్ నుంచి లాగిన్ అయ్యి మాత్రమే తను ఎస్విఎన్ సర్వర్ కంప్యూటర్లో కమిట్ చేసిన డెవలప్ చేసిన కోడ్ని మాత్రమే హీ కెన్ పుష్ ఇన్ టు దిస్ ఎస్విఎన్ సర్వర్. అదే యూజర్ వేరే కంప్యూటర్లో వెళ్ళి వేరే లాగిన్ అయ్యి తన క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఇచ్చి కమిట్ చేయలేడు కోడ్ని. లైక్ దట్ వీ కెన్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్, వీ కెన్ మేక్ దిస్ పాసిబిలిటీ బై యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్. సో we'll write all the restriction policies, expansion policies, attributes, and different kind of parameters on user and these permissions to access what by using this Active Directory. Similarly, ఇక్కడ cloud లో కూడా we had a service, Active Directory service, and we are calling that service as directory services. Under security and identity category you can find that directory services. So here you can see host and manage Active Directories. ఈ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్లో you can create n number of Active Directory servers if you want. క్రియేట్ చేసి ఒక్కొక్క యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వర్ వచ్చేసి ఒక్కొక్క ల్యాన్కి పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, you can create one Active Directory to multiple LANs. So for this workdocs లో అక్కడ ఒక వర్క్ సైట్ క్రియేట్ చేశాక వీ హ్యావ్ టు క్రియేట్ యూజర్స్ అండి. ఆ యూజర్స్ ఎక్కడ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి? విత్ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ. ఫర్ దట్ రీజన్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు సెటప్ ఏ డైరెక్టరీ హియర్. సో ఆల్రెడీ వీ హ్యాడ్ డైరెక్టరీస్. For that reason we have to set up a directory here. Workdocs, another Workdocs, create new site. Quick start కి వెళ్తే ఏంటంటే, let me tell you, quick start కి వెళ్తే here you don't need to provide all these credentials like you don't need to create this active directory services and everything. ఇక్కడ లాంచ్ అని కొట్టిన వెంటనే ఆటోమేటిక్గా బై డిఫాల్ట్ బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ లో తనకు డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్ ఉంటుంది. అది మనకు అక్కడ ఇక్కడ ఈ లిస్ట్ లో చూపించదు, డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్ లిస్ట్ లో చూపించదు. ఆటోమేటిక్గా దాన్ని కనెక్ట్ అయిపోతుందండి. కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి ఇక హియర్ యూ విల్ గెట్ ఏ న్యూ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్. ఒక కొత్త యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్ విల్ గెట్ క్రియేటెడ్. If you don't want a new directory services to create, and if you want to uh, work with integrating, I already created active directory. So already ఒక active directory server ఉంది. సో దీంట్లోనే ఒక వర్క్డాక్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారు. Then you go for the standard setup. It's like a customized setup. Here you have to provide some parameters like what is this active directory ID, the name, దీనికి integrate చేయి. So whatever the users that we create under this active directory, for them only the workdocs which we integrated, the users will gain the access on this file sharings. అంటే ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, let me tell you, I was much deeply talking about CRE concept. Let me represent it to you in a diagrammatical form. Directory services, and we call it as active directory. For that active directory, we'll create one workdocs and we'll attach this workdocs to this active directory. This can be possible with this standard setup. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ద ఈ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్లో ఎంతమంది యూజర్స్ ఉంటారో n నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ యూజర్స్ విల్ హ్యావ్ ద యాక్సెస్ టు దిస్ వర్క్డాక్స్ ఫైల్స్. అంటే ఇక్కడ యూ కెన్ క్రియేట్ వన్ యూజర్. ఇక్కడ యూజర్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా యూజర్ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీలో ఒక యూజర్ క్రియేట్ అవుతాడు. సో ఆ ఫైల్ మీద తనకి పర్మిషన్స్ ఉన్నాయా లేవా అనేది వీ కెన్ డిసైడ్. దిట్ ఈస్ విత్ స్టాండర్డ్ సెటప్. ఇఫ్ యూ గోయింగ్ విత్ స్టాండర్డ్ సెటప్, ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు గో విత్ క్విక్ సెటప్, then while creating the workdocs only, automatically active directory will be created. Okay, so as been, we'll go with quick start. Click on this launch. So we have to specify a unique name for this directory to access. So we can access this active directory services through web console or application console. అంటే అప్లికేషన్ ఒక యాప్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకొని మన ల్యాప్టాప్లో దాని నుంచి యాక్సెస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. యాక్సెస్ చేసి we can upload the files into the services, or from your web browser you can log into that web browser and you can upload your files and you can download the files. So for that I'll give it as test case AWS. Okay, and here we have to provide a administrative email ID. For time being I'll keep my email ID. So it is initializing. So he's saying your workdoc site will be available to use within the next 10 minutes. ఆ 10 minutes ఎందుకు అడుగుతున్నాడు అంటే బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ లో హీ హాస్ టు లాంచ్ ది కంప్లీటెడ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్ అండి. ఇక్కడ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వీసెస్ లాంచ్ అవ్వాలి, తనకి టైం పడుతుంది. అందుకే హీస్ టెలింగ్ దట్. సి ఆటోమేటికల్లీ క్రియేటింగ్ ఏ వర్క్డాక్స్, కొత్త డైరెక్టరీ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాడు. ఇది క్రియేట్ అయ్యాక ఇది యాక్టివ్లో వచ్చాక అప్పుడు మనకి ఇక్కడ యూ కెన్ యూజ్ దిస్ యాక్టివ్ అని వస్తుంది. So how many of you know about this? Have you heard about this directory services, Active Directory? Anybody worked on this Active Directory services, guys? డైరెక్టరీ సర్వర్ పైన ఎవరైనా వర్క్ చేశారా? నవీన్?
No.
నో. మీ ఆఫీస్కి ఒకసారి వెళ్ళి మీ ఇన్ఫ్రా టీమ్ అడగండి వాట్ ఈస్ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ, తెలిసే దట్. అక్కడ మీ ప్రతి ఆఫీస్లో కూడా ఒక యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వర్ ఉంటుందండి. సో ఇఫ్ యూ లాస్ట్ యువర్ పాస్వర్డ్, నార్మల్గా మన ఆఫీసెస్లో ఏం చేస్తాం, విల్ రేజ్ ఎ టికెట్ టు అవర్ ఇన్ఫ్రా టీమ్ సేయింగ్ దట్ ఐ లాస్ట్ మై పాస్వర్డ్, సో ప్లీజ్ గివ్ మీ సమ్ అదర్ పాస్వర్డ్. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వర్లోకి లాగిన్ అయ్యి అక్కడ నుంచి మీ యూజర్కి కొత్త పాస్వర్డ్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు. యూ గాట్ ఇట్?
Yeah.
సో ఎనీబడి, ఐల్ షో యూ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ కన్సోల్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, డైరెక్టరీ సర్వర్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది. లెట్ మీ లాగిన్ టు మై ఆఫీస్ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ అండ్ ఐల్ షో యూ. ఫర్ దిస్ let me connect to my office through this global VPN. VPN నుంచి నా ఆఫీస్ కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నాను. సో ఐ కనెక్టెడ్. సో యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ సర్వర్ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఆ సర్వర్ రిమోట్ డెస్క్టాప్ తీసుకుంటాను. Okay. This is the Windows Server 2008 R2 operating system. ఇందులో Active Directory ఉంది మాది. From here, Active Directory users and computers. So you can see these are all the users. HR, the వీళ్ళంతా HR. Like if I want to reset some password of this HR, just I'll click on it, right click, reset password. తను ఇప్పుడు ఆఫీస్కి వచ్చి లాగిన్ అవుతే తన పాస్వర్డ్ వర్క్ చేయదు because I resetted the password. Like that we can reset the password and we can restrict this user to what services. So we'll create some groups and we'll restrict some resources to that groups, and if I want to give the printer access to it, we'll create one group and we'll add the printers to that groups. You can under this computers and services, these are all the computers. You can create one group. అలానే ప్రింటర్స్ అన్నిటికీ ఒక గ్రూప్ క్రియేట్ చేసి ఆ గ్రూప్ వచ్చేసి ఆ యూజర్కి యాడ్ చేస్తే అప్పుడే ఆ యూజర్కి ఆ ప్రింటర్స్ మీద యాక్సెస్ ఉంటుంది. Like that you can create different groups like BA team, business integration team, BA business analysis team, credit team, HR team, infra team, sales team. These are all the sales people. These are all the infra software. These are all the development team. ఇలా ఇక్కడ నుంచి from this server I'll operate all the users of my organization. Okay, వాళ్ళ PCs ని everything I'll operate from here. Regarding the user privilege access, not about this application and everything, only regarding the user privilege access, or we can call it as user management access services or user authentication services. ఇది మా ఆఫీస్లో ఇది వాడుతున్నాం. మన క్లౌడ్లో ఏం వాడుతున్నాం? వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ విత్ ఐఆమ్ ఐడెంటిటీ అండ్ యాక్సెస్ మేనేజ్మెంట్, రైట్? అలానే యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీలో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద యూజర్ ఆఫ్టర్ క్రియేటింగ్ యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీ, in this active directory you'll create users. ఆ యూజర్స్కి ఒక్కొక్క యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్టరీకి యూజర్స్ ఉంటారు, n number of users. After creating the workdocs, you'll attach this workdocs to that active directory. Only these users whom should have what access on this workdocs అనేది you'll have to specify the permission levels in this workdocs. I'll show you how to do it after creating this workdocs. So is it created or not? Where is this workdocs? It's still creating. Yeah, it's active. Let me do this workdocs. It's still initializing. Still initializing. అదే if I went with standard setup, there I could have provided my actually already existing ఉన్న domain services ఉంది కదండి, దాన్ని ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తే this workdocs whatever I was creating, it will be a part of that particular domain. But no, in this scenario I cannot show you because those two other sub active directory domains are my office domains. I cannot integrate this thing through that. So let me enter into my mail ID. So because I provided the administration access కి నా mail ID ఇచ్చాను కదా. I think I should have got this email saying that please verify. No. my email from here. Guys, do you have any idea what mail ID I have given for while creating this?
Because your Gmail only, Karthik.
It's Gmail only.
Yes.
Or it went to spam. Okay. basudkar.karthik@gmail.com, and password, let me say as forgot password. Forgot password. Username basud dc6fbf. Please check your inbox. We'll wait here for, because for creating one workdocs, he'll charge us $7. You can see AWS workdocs pricing. So if you are under AWS free tier, like I think all you have enrolled for the first time. So for the first 1 year you will be under free tier. So for you he is offering 200 GB of storage on this workdocs for free, and you can create a 5 users for free. Okay, and if you cross that, he is charging $7 with Singapore region per user, and $8 with Sydney region per user, and $3 with Asian Pacific Sydney and Tokyo regions. Okay, and storage key for every up to first 1 TB, he's charging $0.0300 per GB for these regions. Hmm. If you're dealing with Sydney and Tokyo, the pricing is somewhat high. Okay, so I hope he charged me this $7 plus 200 GB because I am not a free tier user. And 200 GB ante 200 into 0.0300, nearly $10. But I haven't received any email till now. I was thinking might be to get this email. First, I have to verify my email with this IAM services. Okay, IAM services లో నేను యూజర్ అయి ఉండాలేమో. So I'm there. Basutka.karthik. Last time we created, right? Okay, I think I deleted that user. Mhm, mhm. What's buddy? B53 GA5. Mhm. No, I didn't got any email. I should expecting a mail from this Amazon Workdocs, but it is not popping up a message. We'll wait for this mail. నార్మల్గా స్పాంటేనియస్గా వస్తుంది. ఇట్ డజంట్ టేక్ మోర్ దెన్ మినిట్. Might be there is some problem with them on the back end. or might be there is problem with our mail server, or might be there is some problem with whatsoever. So where is that console? నాకు చిన్న డౌట్ ఏంటంటే వైల్ క్రియేటింగ్ దిస్ వర్క్ టాక్స్ నేను ఈమెయిల్ ఐడి కరెక్ట్గా ఇవ్వలేదు అనిపిస్తుంది, స్పెల్లింగ్ టైప్ మిస్టేక్స్ చేశానేమో. బికాస్ if I given the correct email ID, it should have triggered a mail to my inbox saying that you have created a workdocs and please reset your password. You create a new password for your workdocs website అని ఒకటి మెయిల్ పంపిస్తాడు. నేను మెయిల్ ఐడి తప్పించానేమో అని అనిపిస్తుంది. Okay, let me delete this. Actions delete workshop site. Oh, cancel actions. Set an administrator. Resend invite email. Okay, resend invite email. Next, let me say I got an invite email. ఎప్పుడన్నా no, I haven't got any email. So we'll set up a new administrator there. Actions, set an administrator, email ID basudhar.karthik@gmail.com. Okay, that's correct email ID. Set administrator. We could not set this user as your Workdocs administrator. Okay, I'll go with karthik.p. Okay, he's saying you will want to set an existing directory user. మనకి ఆల్రెడీ డైరెక్టరీ ఇప్పుడే క్రియేట్ చేశాను ఈ వర్క్ డాక్స్తో. దాంట్లో వేరే యూజర్ మనకి ఎవరో మనకేం తెలుసు. లెట్ us enter into the directory services and we'll see any other users, or we'll create another user. Directory services. This is the directory. Workdocs enable. I'll delete this and I'll create a new Workdocs. Let me see. Workdocs. create new Workdoc site, quick start launch, test case 2, email ID bsutkr.krthik@gmail.com. Okay. 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 Complete setup. After that, I'll delete all this old one. Actions, delete Workdoc site. Yes, I want to delete this Active Directory users too, and delete. So other best part is after creating this Active Directory Workdocs, you create users there, and the users can upload all the files to that particular Workdocs, and he can share that files with the multiple devices, and he can share the files with like mobile. From mobile, you can download this. There is an app called AWS Workdocs mobile app. AWS Workdocs mobile app, and you can download some application, Workdocs application in your computer. You can access this Workbox to your tablet, your PC, your mobile, and the files what you upload from any one of these devices, you can see with other devices through this Workdocs app you have to install before that. See, as I said, you can share you can not only share the documentation, you can share the comment. ఆ డాక్యుమెంటేషన్ లో సెంటెన్స్ లో ఒక హైలైట్ చేసి దాని మీద ఒక కామెంట్ రాసి ఆ కామెంట్ ని కూడా వేరే యూజర్ కి షేర్ చేయొచ్చండి. GUI వర్క్డాక్స్ GUI వచ్చేసి ఇలా ఉంటుంది, బ్రౌజర్ GUI. Until this creates, let me play a video for this to you. Where is that video? Just try to understand it.
Amazon Workdocs is a fully managed, secure, enterprise document storage and sharing service. In this short video, I'll show you an overview of some key features and benefits of Amazon Workdocs. As Amazon Workdocs integrates with corporate directories, users can sign in with their existing credentials to get started, and administrators can nurse access to the service to authorized users. It's easy to add a file via the Add Content button or simply using drag and drop. The Amazon Workdocs sync client makes sure that any files stored in Amazon Workdocs will sync automatically, allowing access across multiple devices. Users can see a preview of files in common formats such as Microsoft Office documents, PDFs, images, and text files, all without requiring the installation of the source application. Users can easily share files both internally and externally, depending on the administrator's configuration. To share a file, simply choose who to share with, add a message, and set an optional feedback deadline. Users receive email reminders to provide feedback as deadlines approach. To make a comment, users can highlight a specific region or provide overall feedback on the file. Microsoft Word documents can be downloaded with the feedback included as Amazon Workdocs makes it easy to work through the revision process by keeping a copy of every version of every document. Administrators can also view user activity in the audit log. As Amazon Workdocs is fully managed, there is nothing additional to purchase, maintain, or deploy. And you can get started with the 30-day free trial for up to 50 users. Visit the AWS Management Console and set up Amazon Workdocs today.
Guys, anything understood from that video? It's just showcasing that we can create the users, we can share the files with other people. What are the benefits of this? So let us see whether it is created or not. Still creating. Yeah, it's created. Let me go to this directory services. Visualizing. Let me check whether I got this mail. No. So guys, what we'll do, there is no choice. I have to wait for that mail. Until unless I have that mail, I cannot authenticate into that this console part, AWS console part, the Workdocs console part. దీంట్లో లాగిన్ అవుతే కానీ నేను ప్రొసీడ్ కాలేను. So we'll wait for this mail, and it's been already 9:47. It's more than an hour. We'll continue this class in the next class. Okay, put this topic in the next class. Guys, is that okay with you? Or should we
Yeah, Kapil.
wait for that till the mail arrives?
No, it's okay.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.